Welcome back, MTG Joe here. So we're going to be continuing ranking up on the Mythic ladder, hopefully. There's like 8 days left. I'm currently 960 on the ladder, so trying to get high enough to make the top 1200 this month. Been doing most of my ranking up with the mono blacklist. I do have an updated list. I'll post that on Aether Hub under V3. I've gone with the Shepherds in there as opposed to Rankle and Erebos' Intervention, just based on the number of Cavaliers that are going around. So this is a best of one deck. I think it's pretty decent at the current meta on best of one. It's a lot of aggro decks, so ways to kind of sweep the board is good. So this is an Esper Doom Foretold. So blue, white, black, built around the card Doom Foretold. So this is a 4-mana enchantment. So at the beginning of each player's upkeep, they have to sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent. If they can't, they discard a card. Your opponent discards a card, they lose 2 life, you draw a card, and you gain 2 life and create a 2/2 knight. So it's basically, it kind of forces your opponent to sack their permanents. The way we break parity with this is our effective spells that we would cast are really permanents. You have stuff like Birth of Meletis, which is a really useful card. You can search for basics, basic planes. Chapter 2, so your second turn, you get to create a blocker. And then Chapter 3, you gain 2 life. Omen of the Sea is a card draw spell with Scry, and then late game you can Scry to kind of filter your draws. So this can be sacked to it. Thought Erasure is to disrupt your opponent's hand. We're playing a lot of enchantments in the build, so Thirst for Meaning can be used to cycle through, and you can get some cards like that. Oath of Kaya is a removal spell that's also a permanent. Dance of the Manse lets us rebuy all these things in our graveyard. And if we pay enough mana into it, so if it basically X equals 6, so 8 mana total, they enter as 4/4s. Teferi is going to be here for a couple things. Stops the counter spells, can bounce your opponent's permanents, can also recycle any of our sagas or enchantments and reuse them that way as well. Shatter the Sky is a board wipe for the deck. I'm playing this over Kaya's Wrath just because we are playing some number of basic islands in the deck. It's a little bit easier to cast. The card draw is somewhat relevant, but probably not too much, and we'd rather be able to consistently cast this on curve. We'll always pretty much have the white mana because of Birth of Meletis, but this allows us to kind of find it this way. And then Elspeth Conquers Death is a really impressive saga. I can exile like a Cavalier or any threat that's 3 CMC or higher, puts attacks on your opponent's next turn, and then can return a planeswalker or creature, so in our deck just a planeswalker, to the battlefield. And the way we kind of win is either through the Doom Foretold beats or Ashiok that we can get back with Elspeth Conquers Death. Ashiok can make creatures, can bounce and exile your opponent's permanents, and you can cast stuff from your exile. The only thing that I may want to add is one Castle Ardenvale. May opt to do that. Let's go down, because the thing is I kind of want 4 planes for Birth of Meletis, but then I also want Castle Ardenvale. Let's go 3 planes. If we don't search, if that means we're pretty far ahead, there's a chance anyways with naturally drawing. I think I want the castle instead just to make tokens. So we'll run it through. We are 960, peaked around the high 900s with mono block, so we'll see how it goes here. Weird, doesn't favor on my laptop. It's favorited, but on this one it's not. Let's play some ranked. So as always, if you do enjoy the content, you're catching this on YouTube, if you can drop a like, comment, or if you haven't subscribed already, all are free and easy ways to help support the channel. So this sounds good. Double Thought Erasure into Kaya's Wrath into Doom Foretold. If you are catching this on Twitch or want to know when we do go live with the channel, the easiest way is to follow on Twitch. Another free and easy way to help support the channel. So this is probably the mono white aggro deck. So we do have to shock here. Eidolon of Obstruction. Kind of annoying. I'm actually going to get rid of the Raise the Alarm here. I can Kaya's Wrath the Eidolon. Actually, Teferi's probably not that good in this matchup. I should have dug deeper there. Because this creates 2 bodies, so right now it's harder to deal with. Probably just, what's this escape for? 6 mana, 4 cards. So I may Thought Erasure again to get this out of their hand. This looks kind of like a tack style deck. Giant Killer's like strictly better. It's a little annoying because I can't Thought Erasure based on how our current mana is set up. I kind of want to take this though, because it allows them to go wide there. And they got Loxodon. So I'll try to find a land here. Not too worried about this. They hit 5. And then they go Healer Hawk, so it's pretty annoying. Just kind of mana screwed this game. So we could Doom Foretold next turn. I can also... should probably do that. It just starts attacking their board in the meantime. Because we'll have a blocker next turn. I can Teferi. So I can Teferi, pay the 1, bounce the Healer Hawk. Which might be okay. We do gain some life that way. Let's maybe do that. I want to try to draw into board wipe here. Okay, we drew another Teferi. They may be inclined to attack the Teferi. If I draw another land, I can Ashiok, and then, because this is taxing my planeswalkers. If I can draw another untapped black source, I can Thought Erasure and Doom Foretold. Okay, they go Healer Hawk. They might just set up a Loxodon turn. Okay, so that also gains us some life, which is nice. We'll see if they don't do that. So let's... I just get Doom Foretold going. We're at 11. Probably makes the most sense. they'll sack one of these. They may opt to tap this before sacking. They don't have enough cards to escape yet with it. Opponent's playing very slow for the aggressive deck. So they missed out on the tap there, so we'll only take 2. See if they commit further to the board here. They do. So I'll get rid of Othakaya here. Omen of the Sea is pretty good, as well as Teferi. I think we Teferi. Let's bounce Loxodon. Ooh, Dance of the Manse. I think we just Omen of the Sea here. I want to keep the Thought Erasure, the Doom Foretold around. I kind of want the untapped land. Yeah, let's keep that. Because I also have enough. Oh, actually, I thought we played a land for the turn. Should have got the Scry land. Because 1, 2. I could just 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Untapped land we can animate with Dance of the Manse. I'm really just trying to slow the opponent down now. I'm probably gonna will sack the Omen of the Sea. And they will slowly start getting enough. Okay, so they have enough cards for Elspeth if they draw land. They attack us. That's fine. Okay, so they do have giant killers in their deck. And they go Loxodon. So we do want a board wipe here. Omen of the Sea. So the problem is... So 1, 2, 3... So we can get a land this way, can also... Just make sure it selects everything. So let's get rid of Eidolon here. Let's get our last plains. I don't think we want either of these. Okay, we got Shatter the Sky for next turn. I'm not gonna... Let's just take out what's in their hand. Another Eidolon. Thirst isn't too bad here, so we'll keep it on top. Might as well plus since we just have the 1 mana. Or actually we got rid of Eidolon, so there's no tax. So if they draw a land, they can Elspeth. Okay, they kill us if they see the line. Elspeth pluses on 2. Hey Quantum, how's it going? Turn too slow. Stumbled early on mana. They got us. Yeah, this matchup should be pretty easy. We just stumbled. We were missing lands for the first couple turns. Didn't get to play out as we wanted on curve. Drew the board wipe. We drew the board wipe, but we're land short. That would have helped reset things. So we're playing 259 Anton San. Keep this hand. Obviously no black mana, and that's part of the reason why it's a little bit easier to cast Shatter than it is Oath of Kaya, or Kaya's Wrath. We dropped from 960 to 1113. Okay, so this can be Gruul aggro. Ashiok's really good. And like we have a board wipe and we can just bounce this after. This might be a Spellbreaker turn. Rimrock Knight. Sure. Take 5. And we got Love Struck. Doom Foretold's probably, to be honest, we're probably a ways away from Doom Foretold. Mind you, it's very good against what our opponent's doing. So we'll bounce the Pelt Collector. So they can hit us for 5, 6. They may opt to just set up Pelt Collector and Lovestruck Beast, which would be the best. But next turn will be a Shatter the Sky turn. Indirectly, this is a Embercleave deck. So Teferi stops the instant speed Embercleave. This could just be Gruul Adventures. We got Pelty. So they're not committing more. So I'm dead to Questing Beast. Do they have it? Do they just have a second Bone Crusher? So this, we're playing Shatter the Sky, because we're playing the Saga, the Meletis one that gets planes. Okay, so they just had double burn. This deck's not as hot as I thought it'd be. We're getting mana screwed quite a bit. Gonna go up another land here. Let's go up another temple. Why did you go up? $25 lands. Weird. Were we always playing one too many cards? Let's try this out. I think we were playing one too many cards. Actually, let me give Arena a quick reset and then we'll run it back. The Mythic ladder is rough. You lose like 2 games, you fall huge amounts. Okay, so it might have been why we were losing some games. Opponent goes first. We have Meletis. Let's try it out. $61 cards. Alright, so we gotta update the deck list after. So I'm gonna lead on Castle here. Really want to draw some lands. This could be mono white aggro. Okay, so Pridemate. That's actually very good for us. Let's just play it like this for now. Don't show them that we have the blue. So next turn I could Teferi bounce a Johnny. That's even better. You know what? Let's just plus Teferi here. Because I want them to commit more to the board. So this Shatter becomes better. Okay, so we're punished now because they have the Prison Realm. So we didn't get the card draw there. We could take another turn, but I think we just Shatter here before they get to draw a card off of Johnny. I was trying to do that so I could instant speed it with Teferi. Doom Foretold to be really sweet here. If not, I'm just going to Elspeth Conquers Death the Gideon. Actually, this forces them to like recast it for the turn. What did they exile? Ancestral Blade. It's a weird take. Just play Prison Realm versus what's it called? The 3-mana O-Ring. Banishing Light. It's a weird split. Yeah, I really like new Ashiok. It's kind of what reason I haven't been playing too much blue-black. So I was trying to find something that would let me play it. I gotta pick one up for my Pioneer deck. So we're gonna exile Gideon here. We pretty much got this one, I think, locked up. We have backup board wipe, Heliod's scary. Here I think I'm gonna Teferi here, bounce this. Yeah, I saw the Mogwai one with Dream Trawler. Okay, so took him out there. The only thing is that matchup's pretty atrocious because I was watching Jeff Hooglin too. He was playing it today or yesterday versus the blue-green decks. It's really hard to 1-for-1 with your opponent, so Doom Foretold gives you like ongoing value to kind of force them to sacrifice their stuff. So we're back to 1137, playing the percenters. Sure. Like Omen of the Sea draws us and we have a board wipe. I haven't been like crazy impressed with so this might be the sacrifice list with what's it called? The instant draw. I'm still learning the new cards' names. Draw 3 and then discard. What do you hit? They hit our board wipe. Thirst for Meaning. Haven't been too crazy about that. I think I'm going to try the enchantment, the black one that draws 3 and then you lose life. Well, we're digging. We're going to take another hit here. When they attack, I'm going to Omen of the Sea to set it up so they get something that I don't mind them getting. So they Bone Crusher. So they can take the island because I want the black source from Watery Grave. Oh wait, shit. That screwed up. Sequencing screwed up there. Acrobat. I gotta do this. I've been taking too much damage. Yeah, I think it's better than this Thirst for Meaning. It being a permanent's a little bit more useful. What's your CMC? 3? Let's conquer some death. I'm really just trying to buy time here. Looking for untapped black source. Weird list. Don't really have anything for dance just yet. I want more removal. So we'll just pass the turn here. Don't really have anything to really get off that. So if I draw like Ashiok or something. I can throw it in the graveyard. The Scrabbling Clause is a little annoying. So here they can Theater, hit me for 1. And then Hackerbat. Well, it's Doom Foretold. Taking 6, 7 damage. 6. Okay, so we got Teferi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven. So I could bounce Hackerbat. Actually, because I don't want to put this back in their hand. Bounce Hackerbat. Play the Doom Foretold. Ah, sweet. Shatter for the next turn. Because they probably just get rid of Scrambling Claws this turn. Let's get rid of the Thirst for Meaning. Get rid of Doom Foretold. So you can hit us for 4. You also have a Spawn of Mayhem under there. This target Planeswalkers? Yeah. Okay, so we do have Othakaya, which is a nice follow-up. Gains us some life. So normally I would do this on their upkeep, but this forces them to sack the Theater of Horrors. Don't mind that at all. And I'm gonna do this just to gain some life. I'm a little worried against this aggressive deck. So they're kind of priced into playing 2 things out this turn. We might be turning the corner. Okay, so they go Knight. Okay, so I do need to go. Double Doom Foretold here. This way I make sure that they don't have any creatures left. Because this has 2 pumps and it kills us. I can sack these 2 and then Elspeth will get it back. Just get rid of the Shatter the Sky. Because we have Dance of the Manse, I want to keep enchantments in our graveyard. These hyper-aggressive decks have been a bit of a hassle. So like Castle Ardenvale, any sort of card draw would be good. Okay, so they opt to not play anything. We'll sack both just so we get the 2 triggers. Shatter is going to be good if they play creatures out. So here they lose the 2 cards in their hand. Sweet. There we would have gained 4 life, create 2 2/2s. 10 and 22. Do I want to play Treacherous Blessing? I think we do. Draw 3. No, what's it called? Do I not have any? Cracked a lot of packs. Treacherous Blessing. Alright. Let's run it like this version. We'll see how it goes. I'll update the deck on Aether Hub afterwards. The one there, we mistakenly had 61 cards for the first 2 games, which probably was why we were having trouble seeing our 4th land a lot of times. Shatter's been pretty good. 96th. Pretty impressive. Pelt Collector. So I'm going to lead on this because it's blue mana. I think we're okay. So depending on how aggressive they go, I can Blessings into either Doom Foretold or Shatter. We already have an Ashiok. Teferi wouldn't be bad this turn either. Gives me something to do. I think I'm gonna Thought Erasure this turn. It gets around like Embercleave next turn, which I'm a little worried about. Okay, opponent's hand's pretty empty. And then it makes it so I don't have to shock myself here. Naturally draws into it. So I could Omen of the Sea, I can Ashiok. I'm a little worried to Ashiok. So let's Doom Foretold. I can upkeep, because I want to get Embercleave off the battlefield. We're also just dead to Questing Beast. I don't mind Teferi, and I don't mind Birth of Meletis. This lets us find another land, and it'll gain us some life. Yeah, it was our only kind of play around. I don't want to keep the Embercleave around. Like this, we get a blocker and our life total goes up to 6, which is insulated. Sweet. Took down number 96. 842. Getting up there. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll post the updated deck list. Obviously the one up there was pretty messed up. And I'll also post the updated mono blacklist for people who are following along with that. This deck's pretty sweet. Probably some tweaking involved. Numbers seem decent now. Castle Ardenvale, yeah, I think it was just the first few games with the land situation. But we ended up finishing higher than when we started. We were at 960, we're at 842. A couple learning pains early on. But thanks for tuning in. Have a great one, and I'll catch you tomorrow with some more decks.